Get ready for some great music and great stories. Band in Seattle starts right now. Welcome to Band in Seattle. I'm Xander Denke, and with me is Abby Williamson, music writer, photographer, and video blogger, to talk about tonight's band, Naked Giants.
If you were to see a giant in real life, it would be hard to ignore. And if that giant was naked, it would demand all of your attention. Granted, the name Naked Giants isn't literal, but this band lives up to their name in fantastic fashion. This trio of young punks are exactly that. They're young, and they make thrashy, bluesy punk rock. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Not the naked part. We'll be right back with Naked Giants.
I usually classify Naked Giants as rock and roll. I wrote a band bio today for our website, and in doing that I looked at what other people have called us, and they've been such things as punk and roll, psych punk, garage rock. I think one person called us a garage rock wildebeest, which is one of my favorites. Anything that really captures the whole energy that kind of throws around between us on stage, I'd say that's good. But for me, rock and roll does that perfectly. It's 3 words, there's 3 of us.
Easy eating. This is the epitome of what I think about that song. At one show we played at Chop Suey. We opened with Easy Eating. Like our last song was Easy Eating. We just played it twice, which you would not do unless, I guess, I think U2 does that.
Hey, I'm Grant Mullen, the guitarist and vocalist for Naked Giants. When I'm not shredding guitar on the stage, I'm taking samples of gelato at Tutti Bella Pizzeria.
Hi, I'm Henry LaValle. I play drums in Naked Giants, and when I'm not doing that, I'm probably playing Frisbee or working at Pagliacci.
Hey, I'm Gianni. I play bass in Naked Giants, and when I'm not playing bass, I'm slinging bread at Grand Central Bakery. Come by and grab some Kalamata olive bread. It's tasty.
Stone is a little spooky of a song. It's a little darker subject matter. It's also kind of really heavy guitar and bass riff type stuff that we love to play.
Stone came about from this twang that Grant had that was like down out.
Got another guitar here. I've been looking for something inside you, but you're not here. Sick and tired of doing things my own way.
We're Alone. This one is actually really interesting because it borrows a part of a song that I do for a different band of mine, and we ended up just jamming on it one time, and it fit in perfectly, so we stole it from myself.
I like it. The drum part's really repetitive, but you know, you can get into the groove that way.
And everyone's alone also. It was in the middle of We're Alone, and I was playing my 6-string Melody Maker SG, and the middle string broke, the D string, and I felt pretty alone then. And the only friend I had at the time was my 12-string Melody Maker SG. I had to calm myself down after the string broke, and I had no way of fixing it, and I had never played that guitar live, the 12-string. It's really kind of janky to play, and sometimes it just doesn't sound right, and it has slightly different pickups than the other one, so my pedals do different things to it, so I was all kind of set off by it, and it being filmed and the way that the show was going was also very kind of overwhelming for my normal process of being able to say I don't care and push, you know, like shove the audience and they'll all be happy or whatever. Just had to make the rest of it as good as possible. So I tried my best and kind of used it to my advantage as well as I could, the extra 6 strings.
Well, Grant kind of has this way of looking directly through people, which I think is good on stage because it adds this kind of weird, who is this guy factor? But in person, it's kind of off-putting sometimes. Well, some people are really attracted to it, which I find weird. But I think that's also something that makes Naked Giants its own thing, is that you never really know what you're gonna get. Hey, Grant! What a surprise!
I had to pick up an amp.
Come on over here. Hi. Wait, say hi into my microphone.
Hi, Gianni. How's it going, Conrad?
This is Grant from Naked Giants.
If you really want to be on TV, we're actually on TV.
Honestly, I did a lot of like summer camp things at like the EMP or at this place in Bellevue that I heard about when I was younger. And doing those, they put you in a band and you do covers and maybe you like write your own song and there's a show at the end. So it's kind of like a miniature version of what it's like to actually be in a band. TV is the song on TV that you hear and you think, I'm watching TV and this is about me watching TV and about these people on TV. So what I'm saying is that TV is a song about television and it's a story it's a mountain of a song.
I love TV. That whole song just takes you through this journey, which we very purposefully did. And it all started with Grant just going, darn, darn it, darn it, darn, 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 which I think is so cool.
Naked Giants placed second in EMP's Sound-Off Battle of the Bands last year, and all I can say is, second place? If this is what second place looks like, we've got it really good here. With Grant, Gianni, and Henry being so young, you have to think that there's something in the water.
For sure. We'll be right back with Naked Giants.
Well, Naked Giants started long before I was even on this earth. But right now, Grant and I ran into each other in preschool for the first time, you could say.
We started jamming like 9th grade because we went to preschool together. Didn't see each other for a while, but our families were loosely friends. And then finally in high school, we met. Somehow randomly I saw him and he said he was playing drums. And I was like, oh, I do too. I also play guitar. So then we were like, let's jam.
And jamming was just had never been easier. It's like my senior year of high school, when we were like 17, 18, I was like, hey, like Grant, like, let's do this. Like, people that work hard for this and that have like the opportunity and like privilege that we have, like, we could probably like get the support to make this happen. We were like, sweet. And then we, went for it and keep going for it.
You're still young. You're gonna give me your love. I'm gonna take it out, honey, right on you. I'm gonna leave it in, just like you want it.
Green Fuzz is great. It takes you through this wild thing, and then there's this part when it just speeds up. It's like, and then there's this wild drum solo part in it, which I love doing. It's so fun, and it was Gianni's idea. He's like, dude, honestly, take 2 that are in time, and then just take 2 that are just whatever you want.
I think Henry is the greatest drummer that I've ever had the pleasure of playing with. It's kind of frustrating sometimes because, especially as a bassist, you want to lock in the groove with someone. And that's not to say Henry doesn't groove, but Henry, as part of his personality, he's never settling on something, and he always wants to show off.
If you're to imagine Green Fuzz, imagine it played completely on organ and think about whether you'd still enjoy it and then decide that you wouldn't and then be glad that we play it as a band. Pyramids is a really interesting one. It's one of the first ones we wrote as a three-piece band when Joni joined the band, and I'd had an idea to count 1 through 5. So a lot of bands go like dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, like they do different rhythms that are, I realized, are counts of like 2 or 3 in a row, and then they'll switch off. And I thought, what if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And you know she was a special guy, 'cause she was always on my mind. Even when I was feeling real low, she'd come and pick
Naked Giants were around before I joined. I was in a different band. It was like a synth pop band called Laser Fox, and we played together at the Crocodile. They saw me on stage, and in their words, they thought I looked really cool and they liked my moves, and they said I could play the bass really well. So they invited me to come hang out on Mercer Island and jam a little bit, and that was the beginning of Naked Giants as it is now.
First of all, this is Gianni's bike, and I gotta say, thanks for letting me take it. I was about to be like 5 minutes late, and then he was like, no, take my bike. I was like, thanks. Like Grant and I would be able to like groove kind of nicely, but Gianni brought like this kind of like spunky funky. And this guy's like pure Entwistle and McCartney and like Bryant, like Beach Boys. If you listen to his isolated bass tracks, they're wild because they're like the Beach Boys. Like he's just it's like so wild.
I think I'll tell you what I'm trying to say. I wish my cheese were as blue as the sky. My mind was a cloud that rolled all the way. I was waiting for a man. Don't you think that you could tell me what to do? Don't you think the thing was really getting there? Better I'll be better what you want me to do. Oh, yeah, 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 hey.
Yaya is almost too poppy, too repetitive in a way that we like.
I sing the first verse, and I wrote the words. That's all I gotta say about that one.
You really want to sing it now? Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
For us, it's about like what does a song do? It's supposed to like elicit some emotion. So it's like, well, I mean, if we're literally like hitting the drums and the strings that's making the sound, like you should feel us too, right?
Almost every time we hang out, we look at each other and just say, my God, I'm so thankful that we met each other. And it's just so random that these three people are so creatively cohesive. You know, I've never felt that kind of connection with anyone before. It's really nice to feel. And it's constantly inspiring us to do new things.
Power trios, they're real for a reason.
Okay, that's it for tonight's Band in Seattle. If you want to hear more, check us out on bandinseattle.com, where you can hear full concerts and find links for more information about our bands and where they're playing next. Abby?
Thanks, Xander. If you want to join me in navigating this rich and beautiful music scene, hit me up on YouTube. If you type in my name, I'll be right there.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching. Join us next week for more great music and great stories on Band in Seattle.